Howdy, my name is Emily Hinton, and today I will be presenting over cyberbullying and the media. So the article that I sort of dove into was titled Cyberbullying, Causes, Effects, and Remedies, and it was written by Diane Hoff and Sydney Mitchell. And I'd say the main hypothesis of this study and experiment was that many young adults are impacted physically and psychologically by cyberbullying, which may in turn impact their performance personally, socially, and or academically. So the method of this experiment was that they drew the participants from freshman and sophomore undergraduates at a university in New England. And the purpose of this was that they're looking for the results of their high school experience in cyberbullying, and asking them these things when they're out of that environment might make them more willing to answer honestly. So they had 351 students that participated in this research, and they asked them face-to-face a number of open-ended as well as scaled response questions. And I'd say that the main measure of this experiment was the amount of incidents of cyberbullying that were experienced during high school, as well as the psychological effect. And the main manipulated variables of the experiment were to draw only from the freshman and sophomore rather than junior and senior years of undergraduate or further on, as well as categorizing the results based off of age, sex, and high school grade point average. So the findings of this experiment were that cyberbullying typically arises from past or present relationship issues and results in extreme negative and harmful effects on the victim of such cyberbullying. And the conclusions of this experiment were that cyberbullying is very prevalent among students, and cases of cyberbullying that involve personal relationships tend to be more graphic and threatening than others, as well as cyberbullying can have extreme effects on the victims that can lead to mental health issues, as well as depression that obviously could affect their relationships with other people as well as their academic standing. And it also shows that students are not equipped in schools with the resources to handle cyberbullying, and so schools really need to implement more effective methods of identifying and preventing cyberbullying among their students in order to protect them. So an example from the media that I found is this video. So you won't be able to hear the audio, but I'll sort of explain what's going on. So as you saw in the video, there is a student that sort of throws a water bottle at another student's head to sort of make fun of him, and then the student turns around and says, "What the freak?" which a lot of people may find goofy. I have seen this video on many different platforms. I got this from YouTube, and I've seen it on my Instagram several times from a few different pages, which means that it has been spread around quite a bit. And so I wanted to talk about the negative impacts of this video towards the student. So obviously this kid was humiliated in front of his peers in this class, so that was already enough for him. He obviously might not have had friends in that class. He was sitting alone at the front of the classroom. There were no other students sitting next to him, and the people who threw the water bottle were obviously not friends with this person. They were just trying to be annoying and funny, but in turn this definitely humiliated this individual. And because this has been spread on the internet, it's turned into cyberbullying, and so his humiliation has definitely grown because now there's a wider audience. It has reached definitely at least 1 million people based off of what I found, how many platforms I've seen this video on. So psychologically, this could really, really negatively impact this student and further humiliate him and lead him into mental health issues, as well as maybe draw him away from making good relationships among his peers, as well as it might impact him negatively academically. So I wanted to relate this to social loafing because I thought that it had a little bit to do with it. I know social loafing typically has to do when you're in a physical group around other people and sort of influenced by the people around you, and you sort of don't feel responsible for things going on around you because you're in a group, and so you think, oh, well, it's not my responsibility, there's so many other people here. But I think the same thing applies with this video, because watching this video, I'm not going to lie, I definitely laughed at it when I first saw it, but I also recognized, like, this poor kid. I wonder what he's dealing with. But that has to do with social loafing, because, I mean, I don't feel responsible. I don't feel like I need to do something about it, and no one else definitely feels like they need to do something about it, but that is part of the problem. That everyone's just going to disregard the negative impacts this may have on this specific individual and just continue to watch it and laugh at it and continue his humiliation. So I know that I have gone past my time, but there was a lot to talk about. Thank you so much for your time listening, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving break.